Hello dear students, welcome to another video on class for UGC NET examination. This is a class on general paper uh, for unit 10, that is on higher education system. This is the first topic of this unit, institutions of higher learning and education in ancient India. You might be familiar with the basic features of ancient Indian education. You might have heard about some of the salient features of ancient Indian education system. For example, the main aim of ancient Indian education, which distinguishes itself from other, or we can say Western or British system of education, is that its main aim was self-realization. Okay, so the ultimate aim of education in ancient Indian philosophy is self-realization. Then second, another another basic feature is that state, I mean to say, which we call as government or the king. In ancient Indian society, it was king, not the system was political system was not democracy, it was monarchy. So the king or even the society never interfered with the education system. Then it was residential in nature. You must have heard about Gurukula system, where the students resided, I mean to say, stayed at the home of the guru. Okay, so it was residential in nature. The students had to stay at the educational institution, so it was residential in nature. There was a kind of personal relationship between the teacher and the students. They acted as fathers and sons. Then the education was totally free. There was no system of fees, though the students could provide some honor to the honorarium to the teacher, which was called as dakshina, but there was no system of fees for education. Okay, then the principle of dignity of labor means respecting the respecting the labor, the work, any kind of work, respecting any kind of work was one of the main principles. It was respected. Okay, and the methods of teaching were mainly Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasana. Okay, which the system was mainly oral in nature, verbal in nature. The teachings were mainly based on oral method. It gave importance on meditation also, and chintan or manan. Okay, this I am not talking about the higher education system. In general, the basic features of ancient Indian education system, which also applies to higher education. Okay, let us now look at some of the institutions of higher learning. Number one is Gurukula. As I already said, Gurukula is the house of the guru, or the place where the guru stayed and where pupils or students recited and took their education. They completed their education staying there, residing there. It was called as Gurukula. Another institution was Ashrama. Ashramas were centers where students get together for learning around by staying around famous sages, saints, famous teachers. Okay, then there were places called parishads. These were the place for discussions and discourses for the students who wanted to do advanced learning. Another institution was Goshti. It is a national gathering or congress which was summoned by a king, which was called by a king, in which representatives of different schools were invited to meet and exchange their views. Nowadays we organize conferences, seminars like that. It was a Goshti. Then another institution was Vidyapita or Vidyapit. These are institutions for spiritual learning which were founded by the great Sri Shankara Acharya, in different places of India. Another institution is Ghatikas. These are institutions of highest learning where the teachers, the pupils, and other cultured or great scholars, they met and discussed together, where they cleared their doubts by discussion among themselves. Then mathas or math were the places where pupils resided and received instructions both in religious subjects as well as secular subjects. And viharas were Buddhist monasteries where subjects concerned with Buddhism and its philosophy were taught. Okay, so these are different institutions of higher learning which were found in ancient Indian education system. Now we will come to some particular institutions which were places of learning, higher education, which were found in ancient India. This name you might have heard. This is a very famous place which is called as Takshashila, or in later period it was also called as Takshila. It was founded, it existed around 600 BC to 500 BC. Okay, it was a Hindu and Buddhist center for learning. It is regarded as the most ancient Hindu university. You can see the period, time duration of its existence, 600 to 500 BC. Okay, it was founded by Bharata, and it is regarded that it was named after his son Taksha. Okay, his son's name was Taksha, and that's why it was named as Takshashila. In 7th century BC. Some regard it, there is no fixed period or fixed date of the establishment of these universities. Okay, so some regard it to be existing nearly 600 BC, 500 BC, 7th century kind of thing, 7th century BC. So around that time, the main ruins the main ruins of Takshashila are divided into three major cities: Hathial, Sarkap, Sarkosh. These all these cities belong to different time periods. Okay, and the specialization is that, I mean to say, the special feature is that Takshashila provided only higher education with specialization. Means when the learners have to get some specialization, they went for learning in Takshashila University. The subjects which were taught in Takshashila were Veda, grammar, philosophy, and 18 arts. 18 arts, including this, all this which I have listed, and there was no caste restriction on the choice of subject. For example, it was, you can see the subjects like archery, then trade and commerce, bookkeeping. So it was not like Vaishyas need to study, only Vaishyas can study bookkeeping and trade and commerce, or only the Kshatriyas can study archery. It is not like that. Those whoever is interested in learning any of the subjects, they can learn any subject. There was no restriction about the choice of subject. But in 455 AD, okay, 455 AD, it was, Takshashila was destroyed by the White Huns. Okay, it was a group of people, White Huns. They destroyed the university. The present existence of Takshashila is in northwestern Pakistan, and in 1980 it was declared as a World Heritage Site by the UNESCO. So you can see Takshashila was established around 500 BC, 600 BC, or 7th century, around this time, and it existed till 455 AD. Okay, establishment is BC and it existed till AD 455 AD. Another important and famous place is Nalanda. I believe you have also heard this name, and we have a new university, Nalanda University, now, which has been revived from this ancient university. It is an ancient center of higher learning in Bihar. Okay, from 427 to 1197 AD. It is a very famous center of learning. Over 10,000 students and 3,000 teachers, I believe, were studying there or teaching there. There are 8 separate compounds of the university. It includes 10 temples, meditation halls, classrooms, lakes, and parks. See how much advanced the institutions were even in ancient India. So because it was so big, so large, and so famous, so widely spread, it attracted pupils and scholars from different countries like Korea, Japan, China, Tibet, Indonesia, Persia, and Turkey. Some of the scholars who graduated from this Nalanda University are Dharmapala, Chandrapala, Gunamati, Sthiramati, Prabhamitra, Chinamitra, Silabhadra. All these are what? This is not Silabhadra, this is Shilabhadra, okay, SHI. The Shilabhadra, etc. These are some of the name of some of the scholars. This Nalanda University accommodated a huge library, a very rich library, which was known as Dharmaganj. The name of the library was Dharmaganj, and it was accommodated in 3 buildings, 3 huge buildings, one of which was of 9 stories. Can you imagine this? In ancient India, in this period, 425 AD, in that period we had 9-storied library building in a university. So you can imagine how rich our ancient heritage is. Then it provided education in subjects like Dharma Shastra, Chikitsa Shastra, Purana, astronomy, mathematics, fine arts, politics, astrology. You can see the variety of subjects that were being provided in these ancient universities. Okay, so I'll continue this class in another video with some other institutions of higher learning in ancient India. For this video, I am concluding here. Thank you.